This isn't a video I wanted to do. There's no intros to this video, there's nothing. Apart from just an ask really, and that is after today of being on the bus where a serious incident has occurred and not being able to get the paramedics to us as soon as possible because we didn't know where we were. You may be within stone's throw of a train station, a bus station, a main road. However, if the paramedics, police or fire don't know where you are, how can they get to you? We found this out today, me and one of the volunteers, normal day up in Upper Mill, and something terrifyingly serious happened. And he's still not come to terms with what's happened. All I can say is really I was the first person there to help. And it's upsetting for me to not be able to guide an ambulance somewhere. As a bus driver, I'm supposed to know the areas I'm driving with and within, and the areas around. And today I've not been able to do that. So the paramedics did struggle to find us. However, they did find us eventually, and the gentleman was in safer hands than mine. As the first person on the scene, I had to administer first aid and make sure he was okay, as well as ensuring my passengers on the bus were safe and that traffic was moving around. It's not nice to be in a position like that as a bus driver, but it's made me think about how can we make life easier for itself and for the paramedics and emergency services who need to get to us. And for the past few weeks, I've been seeing an advert on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram for the application What 3 Words. If you've ever heard of it, it's an application where if you set it up on your phone, it asks for your location and authorization to find your location whenever it wants. And then every single so many meters squared within the UK has a specific 3 words attached. So if you're on the phone to the emergency services, you can just go, I'm at Grey Bottle Buxton, for instance. And that means they can find you. And that is really what this video is about. It's about being in a position for people to find you. And I'm asking people that I was one of them people who saw the advert hundreds of times and didn't bother to install it. And today I could have really done with it. So please, 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 just please install it on your phone. Hopefully you may never, ever, ever need to use this application. But today I did, and I didn't have it. And this got me thinking about how can we improve things like this. And I'm first aid trained to a certain extent. I'm not a paramedic, I never claimed to be. I just know basic first aid as other jobs have required it. And it makes me think that wouldn't it be a better idea if all bus drivers, or a good handful of bus drivers, were first aid trained and carried a special first aid kit around. If you think, just say there's 50,000 bus drivers in the UK, which I think that's probably about a bit of the ballpark figure or something like that. If half of them are first aid trained, if there's an accident or crash, a lot of the times a bus is nearby, and if the driver on the bus can administer life-saving first aid, wouldn't that be just an amazing feat? But not just for bus drivers, but for a country where we are growing the NHS, we are putting more paramedics on the street. But wouldn't it be great for someone else in a senior position, like a bus driver, who's also a first aider, who's able to jump out in emergency times and administer life-saving first aid? Just that's all I ask. Just please would you download What 3 Words, because you never know when you might need it. And I needed it today, and I didn't have it. I don't really know what to say. Today's been it's been a very, very hard day coming to terms with what's happened. I'm very, very lucky I'm within a company that look after the members of staff and offer support for anything that has happened. And it's not a shame. There's no shame in admitting something's affected you, upset you, because this is serious stuff. This is stuff that happens to bus drivers, to anyone else who's around. It's not just lies. It doesn't just lie with me. It affects people who see it on the street. It affects children. It affects people. It affects so many people. And all I ask is just please download the application. I'll put a link to it below for the Android and Apple if you need any questions installing or have any questions about the app, please comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But please, just if ever you're in need of, I don't know how to say it, if you're ever in need of emergency services whilst you're passed out, think, what would you like someone to do for you? And the first thing is get the right medical assistance. See you all soon.